So Amazon has an Omni series mini LED premium TV. And if you look online, we just have an okay TV according to Linus Tech Tips. But it can go the other way, being a very good TV according to ourthings.com. So which is it? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it not worth your hard-earned money? Well, we're going to be finding that out today. From HDR to SDR, and all the picture settings, to the unboxing, and to my experience with this smart TV system. Should the Amazon Mini LED QLED TV be on your radar for your next generation gamings, sports events? Are you getting an HDR impactful picture? Friends, all I can say is yes. Check this out. Friends, welcome to Display Reality, showcasing display technology to help you make that awesome buying decision. In this video, I'll give you my opinion on what this TV really brings to the market. And in the future, we will be comparing it to the TCL QM6K and QM7K, as the price point of this TV hovers right in between. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it worth your hard-earned money? We're gonna find that out together. So turning on the TV, you're greeted with an Amazon Fire TV logo. Now the unboxing was really simple. Literally 3 pictures describe it all. We have the Amazon Fire Mini LED TV box. And inside that box, you do have a very nice, thick cardboard protecting the screen. Just like the TCL QM6K, probably coming out from the same factory, as the interior looks exactly the same. Even the leg stands. You get 2 with the controller, the power cord, and some paperwork with the screws. That's about it. And here we have Amazon's premium Mini LED TV. Setup is straightforward. Since I'm based in the US, I selected US. You enter your internet information, which this does support Wi-Fi 6E. It will look for the latest update, and once it's updated, it'll ask you to log in and register your Amazon account. And if you've had experience with a Fire TV Stick, Fire TV Stick 4K Max, or the Fire TV Cube, this is exactly the same. The menu system, it's all the same. But friends, to be honest, I've been using this TV for about a week now, and the performance of the controller to the screen menu, meaning the overall system of moving around apps, selecting the apps, and watching content, it all varies on an app-per-app basis. This is not no Fire TV Cube, nor do I feel like it's a Fire TV Max. The performance to me is like a Fire 4K TV Stick, which is the lowest premium performance of all 3 I just mentioned. And that's unfortunate, because as you can see here, moving around the menu is pretty smooth. There is no lag in the main Amazon menu. But like I said, on an app-to-app basis, you will find that difference. Selecting Netflix, I had no issues. Moving around, picking my movie, just like I do on my other devices. On my Apple TV, on the Amazon Fire TV Cube, no issues with Netflix or Prime Video. But the YouTube app is very demanding. And on this TV, it does lag a little bit. On screen, on the left side, I do have some wires there. That's where my Xfinity XB8 Wi-Fi modem is. So I'm right there. There is nothing blocking the connection, or the TV is not too far away. And with the YouTube app, it's lagging. Sometimes when I select 4K, the little icon is just rotating, taking about 3 to 5 seconds to log on to the picture. But then it stutters sometimes, so then I have to back out. I guess wait for it to load completely or catch itself or catch up, and then it's pretty smooth. But I do that for every video. And remember, this is a brand new TV with the latest update. So it really depends on the developer side on these specific apps. Your miles may vary. Maybe you want to hardwire it. Maybe you'll get better performance. I'm just explaining to you my impression, my experience. As of right now, the TCL QM6K is a much more enjoyable, I would say, TV level experience. I mean, if you're paying this much money, you want everything to work as best as possible. We'll talk about the picture impact in a little bit, but also one thing to note is that here we have Dolby Vision, and it has a lot to choose from, so that's pretty cool. I'm just selecting Vivid here to get the most impact. As I do change some settings, I have it set to warm tube. Usually across the board in SDR and HDR, Vivid is too blue for me. It's unrealistic, but I just want that brightness impact to showcase here on the video. And I go in and I make my tweaks. But you get a lot to choose from, and you get all the options you would get on other TVs, from the clarity to the motion, to the color changes, color tones, and that brightness. Here I got Netflix running. Like I said before, it's very smooth. There is no issue with the smart apps. And now going into an SDR program in Netflix, here we have all the video presets. It says up here apps and videos in SDR. And when you're in HDR, that's not Dolby Vision, it'll say absent videos, HLG. Now I selected vivid mode because that's how it unlocks the picture. When I first got the TV, I had it on standard with 100% brightness, and it looked kind of boring. Literally, the QM6K was way better. But once I was just messing around with the options, trying to see how to get a better picture, just selecting it to vivid. I don't know why Amazon did that, but selecting vivid opens up the brightness power. This is a light Canon. Yes, it is brighter than the QM6K. Here I'm going through the menu options just so you can see how we have it in this impression video. But they have all the picture settings you need to tailor it to your liking. Now what about blooming? Quickly taking a look at the side, I do see a tad bit blooming again, but this is just from the side. It's nothing crazy from viewing head on. This is a very fun HDR impactful picture. You're gonna love this TV for HDR. I was surprised with the Dolby Vision and how it looked in HDR mode. HDR is amazing on this TV. You will love it, and I think that's one of the main reasons why you would buy this specific TV. Because you need to buy it on Amazon, and you want that awesome HDR picture, you will have no problems. SDR again is a light Canon. This is amazing HDR impactful picture performance. Until I see the QM7K, this is an amazing TV. I didn't think Amazon could pull this off, and they have. This is an above average HDR experience. This is not cheap or lower quality by any means. Look at these scenes. This is exactly what you're gonna see. This is an HDR and it looks amazing. And the scenes are very impactful. The highlights are really good. Again, this is an under $1,000 TV. Many will be happy. Here with some more HDR scenes so you can see neon signs, the highlights, the brightness. Everything opens up, and this is HDR with HLG. It looks awesome. Now, like I said earlier, SDR mode, you gotta change the settings. As I was watching the Grand Theft Auto 6 gaming trailer, the second one that was just released, here you can see I had to change everything. And what do you expect? This is mini LED technology. You're gonna get that brightness, you're gonna get deep blacks, amazing contrast, that impactful picture that only mini LED can provide over a standard QLED TV. Now I'll be showing this TV with F1 2025, Doom Dark Ages, and versusing it versus the QM6K and QM7K among other TVs down the line. The thing is, I'm surprised with the HDR performance on this TV. It's above average, so I'm kind of leaning with Artings over Linus Tech Tips. It's not a mediocre, underperforming TV. HDR is amazing. The impact is there, even over the QM6K. So if you want HDR, this is it. And if you need to buy it on Amazon's website, again, this is the best they offer. It's just that the smart TV options are kind of lacking in the smoothness department when you're actually viewing content, depending on what you're seeing. Anyway guys, I just wanted to showcase the Amazon Fire Mini LED TV. SDR is cool, but HDR, it's where it's at. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos, more reviews, more previews with this TV in the future. And hit that like button so more people can see it, to help them not waste their hard-earned money, and see if this TV should be on their radar for 2025 and beyond. I truly appreciate your time, friends. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. I'll see you guys next time.